Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. Guys, there's almost 6,000 of you, and I am just so grateful and so thankful to be part of this great community. Guys, it's my birthday month, and I'm going to go live May 24th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just for about an hour and a half. I have to work and everything that night, but I want to spend my birthday with you guys, at least a part of my birthday with you guys, and just say thank you so much. So I hope that those that can make it will make it. We can talk about whatever you want. You can ask whatever you want. If there's something I don't want to answer, I'll just let you know. It just gives us a chance to get to know each other and spend some time together. Okay, guys, I got something on my teeth. Sorry about that. Guys, so I wanted to finish and continue talking actually about the video that Aaron put out in response to the video that Lindsay put out here. And I say that because that's what happened. That's what I think is happening. This is the way that I see it, just watching it and trying to be as objective as possible. I don't care for Mike Rinder. I don't really care for Aaron. I find Aaron very entertaining, and I'm subscribed to his channel. That's not a lie. There are behaviors in Aaron that piss me off that I don't think is okay, and I think he should be held accountable for it. The fact that Mike spent 30 years ruining people's lives, it doesn't matter who makes that statement. I agree with it. So the fact that Aaron makes it, and I might not agree with everything Aaron says, or I might not particularly like him, I can agree with the statement him making is absolutely true in my opinion. So I'm able to do both. I'm able to agree with somebody who I might not necessarily be very fond of, because they can't be wrong in my opinion about everything. And hopefully I'm not wrong in everybody else's opinion about everything, right? So guys, here's what I see going on. I see that Aaron had some personal problems. He was going through this problem with his family where he said, you know, I want out of the marriage, but only a certain way out of the marriage. You know, I still want to live in the home if you'll have me here. If not, I'll move out. But, you know, I really don't want to have a divorce. And he says, listen, I think that my marriage was successful. I think a 10-year marriage is successful as well. I definitely do. And I'm not trying to be funny. We live in a disposable society. And the fact that you could stay with somebody for 10 years. And, you know, Aaron says, listen, we got married after 2 weeks, I think it was, that they spent some time together. And, you know, that's not the worst. There are people that don't know each other and get married. I mean, there are cultures like that. People live those lives every single day and then have to make a marriage work. And that's not in the United States necessarily either. There are, if you go to places like Short Creek, Arizona, or Short Creek, Colorado, where they marry them off at 14. It's not the most impossible thing, but yes, it is successful. I agree with that. However, what I think is going on here is that there's, you know, as we know, there is a crevice, a deep split between Aaron and people that agree with him and follow him on the SPTV side. And then there's people that agree and follow Mike Rinder and Mark and Claire on that side. And they seem to be pitted against each other. I don't know why. You know, is it because of the jealousy of who's more popular on YouTube? Aaron has that he's more popular. We can see that he's more popular. Should he run the show because he's more popular? No. Will he be able to reach more people because he's more popular? Yes, you're going to have to deal with that. Figure out how to work with him. But what I think is happening is, because Aaron was asked to leave or kicked off the Aftermath Foundation, that really hurt. Of course, there were some personal issues between him and Mike where Aaron actually helped Mike survive after Mike left Scientology. So I can understand how Aaron feels like he was backstabbed by Mike. However, we don't know how much Mike tried to sit and say to Aaron, hey, you can't do this. Hey, please don't do this. Hey, this isn't a good look. Hey, you're going down the wrong path. Hey, if you continue doing this, I'm going to have to distance myself. We don't know that. We just know that that's the end of that relationship. Aaron had the fundraiser to help Mike with his cancer, which we found out he doesn't have cancer, but he has something that's producing this cancerous blood cells or something in his system still, supposedly. And I do believe that Mike had something that was going to take his life, and that this was a life-changing procedure that he had that Aaron made possible through his fundraising. I believe that Aaron genuinely looked to Mike and loved Mike as maybe a father figure, an older brother. I don't know. I don't know who Mike is to say whether he walked all over Aaron. He seemed to genuinely like Aaron. Again, we don't know what happened back scene. But we do know some of the behavior because, unfortunately, we witnessed poor behavior by Aaron, where somebody would distance themselves, where the only problem really is, do people on the Aftermath Foundation believe that Aaron's behavior in his personal life is his, or is he also the face or one of the faces of the Aftermath Foundation, and is that not okay behavior? I'm on that side because, again, your personal life is your personal life until it starts bothering other people's personal lives. Something happened in California and it affected another person. We might not have known anything about it, but if we would have, I guess it would have just been shit that would have come out on Reddit. I don't know. But then we saw some body cam. Maybe it would have been better if Aaron just would have stepped down from the foundation and kept stum about everything, and this whole thing in California wouldn't have come up and people wouldn't have looked into more of what happened with the body cam footage in Clearwater. So, which led to another video, which, I mean, there's a pattern here, so I can understand where people said, no, we don't like that behavior. Is that fair to say, that we've hung out with people and maybe when they've had a little too much to drink, they've become obnoxious? I'm talking about friends, where it's like, yeah, I can't go out with them because when they have a little too much to drink, they become a little too rowdy. We all have people in our lives like that. Maybe Aaron is that person. Okay. So if that's the way it is, it's fair to say, okay, we don't want to hang out with that. So does that mean that what happened with Miriam and how Miriam went to Rabbit, does that mean that Aaron masterminded that to get back at Mike because he got kicked off the foundation and Mike was the one that was, as Aaron said, driving that train? Now, I guess that's where they're coming from, the Aftermath side, right? Because the Flee with Dogs statement and all that shit meant that there was somebody that Rabbit was I still don't know who was the fucking Flea. Anyway, but the point is that definitely there was a reference there to the fact that maybe Aaron was involved or somebody was pulling the strings. Miriam's saying, well, that's not true. And that diminishes what Miriam has to say. So unless Miriam's full of shit and has continually lied and lied and lied, why don't we give her the benefit of the doubt and say she reached out to Mike, didn't get answers, and went to somebody who had a platform that said, I'll take that on and I'll reach out to Mike and see if he has anything to say, and I'll either help you resolve this or, we'll make enough noise that Mike will have to respond. That's Miriam's right if what she's saying is true, and I don't know that not to be true. She went through a horrible childhood, and she believes that maybe Mike has answers and won't give her the answers because he wanted her to sign something. It doesn't mean that Aaron was involved in that. That being said, this whole thing that's going on with Aaron and his personal life and his ex-girlfriend, why is Leah responsible for that? Why is Mike responsible for that? Why does it seem like, why couldn't Lindsay just come up and say, this guy hurt me, he's on the internet, you guys think he's this way, he's not this way, he's actually this way. Erin says she's a woman scorned. She might be a woman scorned. It doesn't mean that you didn't treat her poorly or play games with her or discard her or diminish her character. I feel like because you say something, Erin, I feel like because you say something, that's just the way it is. And it's not. I wish life worked like that for all of us, but it doesn't. Okay? I think that it's fair to say there's three sides to the story, every story, yours, theirs, and the truth. I don't think that an ex-addict or a recovering addict is the easiest person at all to be with. I could say that firsthand. I could say that it didn't work for me. It didn't last for me. And my ex is dead. So, I mean, I get it. It's hard. And they are very fragile. But again, when you go into a store and you pick up a piece of china, it's not the same way you'd grab a baseball mitt. You got to be responsible for the way you handle things. Now, if you knew right away, which Erin is saying, it was only a few weeks and she was already writing stuff about how Aaron cheats on his wife. Erin, you went back to her. You went to her after a few weeks. She was hanging on after 4 years, and you're mad at that? You went back to her after a few weeks. I think that there was game playing on Erin's part, and I think that there was probably game playing on Lindsay's part. I don't think that just because relationships end that you need to drag people through the mud, nor do I think these relationships need to be a distraction for what the fuck is really going on with the problems in Scientology. The main thing that people should be talking about is getting the children out of Scientology. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stop this bickering among the people, stop it. Just stop it. Okay? I think it's fair to say that not any one person here is guilt-free of anything. And now we're dragging more and more people through the mud. So for gossip and entertainment purposes at the expense of people's lives, yeah, it's very interesting for us to think, wow, Leah Remini had all that money and she never once donated any of that money to the Aftermath Foundation. Yeah, I say that, but I also say, hey, Erin, why are you just now bringing that up? And I can say both. So I think that all of this in saying, I think we're losing what the focus is on. And it doesn't really matter if I like a person or you like a person or whatever. We need to keep our eye on the ball here. And, not look over there because somebody's saying, hey, go look at Erin's fucked up relationship. Or to even say, don't even think about that because Mike's saying, go look over there. You know what I'm saying? It still happened. Somebody is still very hurt. There was still bad behavior that we are aware of. Why am I talking about it? For those people, it's none of your business. You're right. And I did not ask to talk about it. It's on the internet. And my channel got its start from Scientology stuff, especially from Aaron. So I'm going to cover it. But if it was none of our business, we shouldn't really know about it either. You don't talk about something and it would go away. I think that there's the fact that Erin keeps dismissing what him and Lindsay had and now throwing in all these other distractions or just throwing people under the... Why did you mention Leah now? Why now when you knew 5 years ago she wasn't giving money? You also, and I know Erin would say, yeah, Leah was also the one that told Mike, keep me on the foundation, because he said that, right? We have a video of him saying that. Again, what I'm saying is there's a lot going on here. Maybe maybe Leah said, you know what? I've looked and now I've formed my own opinion. And you know what, Aaron? I don't think you're a good person. And then Aaron brings up, how Leah starts her book. Yes, she called herself a serial cheater. She said she had no respect or no regard for Anthony's wife. And then Scientology said to her, hey, listen, that's the wrong thing. Da, da, da. And then she spent thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of dollars of trying to get them to work out their marriage and get back together. Leah says that she was a bitch and all these things, and all of these things. The difference is she's owned it. She has called herself a bitch. She has said these things, you know. Is she rude? Now we're going to bring up she's rude and this and that. It should have been brought up before, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, so you're willing to eat shit and get used to the taste until there's something else that you see. And then it's like, oh my gosh, now I'm going to mention I was eating shit. People thought I had hamburger, but now I'm going to really tell them I was eating shit because I no longer like the cook. Guys, I mean, there's a lot in what I just said. So I just wanted to ask you, what do you think, guys? I mean, relationships are very hard and they're hard to go on, especially when stuff is online and people find things out. We can't hold other people to our expectations if we're not willing to be at those expectations. So that's where I'm coming from. Aaron spends a lot of time online calling people out for their behavior, and I'm calling Aaron out for his behavior. So how is that any different? Why is that any different? Do I have a ball in this game? I don't have a ball in this game. I don't think treating somebody like used trash that anybody should do that. I don't think that at all. So anyway, guys, tell me what you think in the comments. I'm sure you will. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. And always be yourself. Always be kind. Thanks, guys.